Today is June. What is it? Wait, today's Friday, June 6th, 2025. Um, it's been a while since I made another one of these videos. So, hello again. Uh, I've decided to keep the videos to like a week instead of like a day because I cannot keep talking about the same things over and over again. And as I increasingly improve my mental health, I realize that things get boring. So, I guess it'd be best to just limit the videos to 1 week and update everybody from there. So, I think it was last week Thursday I said that um that I didn't upload anything because I couldn't get through any of the video without crying. And the video was unscripted, so I can't really speak much about what I was talking about, but I I knew it had to do with guess what? Trans stuff. There was this one guy in the comments of one of my videos that's like, "Oh, being trans must be their entire personality." And that's funny, I guess people use because when people say like, "Oh, being trans is like their whole personality," is like basically like trying to say like, "Oh, we indoctrinate kids into mutilating their bodies or whatever." But uh no, again, these videos are for me, and you're allowed to listen if you want. And I'm another person besides just talking about being trans. You if you look what I in my channel, and like you see I draw and animate, or I used to, but that's stuff I do. And if you take the time to read, I play music too. And outside of this, I make plushies, I crochet, I bake a lot, I do all these other things. I'm a intelligent person. I'm a very resourceful person, I do stuff. So no, being trans is not my entire personality, as you say. And you could have just stopped there. Your opinion did not matter that much that you had to open up the comment section, type whatever you had to say, and post your inadequate, idiotic opinion when you have no idea who I am. So there you go. But I think that was a lot. But yeah, Thursday, I did cry a lot about like being trans. But it more so had to do with my mom, as I've been talking about that entire week. As I vocalized a lot that I'm afraid of the response I'm gonna get from her if I wanted to go on testosterone. And I was kind of freaking out because if that situation was really bothering me as much as I said it did, and it did, and I wanted to do something about it, and if we have her crying or sulking about me being mentally ill, and she wants me to feel better, then something has to happen. I have to be the one to like tell her, hey, I'm feeling kind of bad, and I feel like this will help my situation. But I knew the response I was gonna get, so I was kind of like in a loophole and freaking out about it. And I couldn't get through the video without crying about it because I was thinking about all the things I could have missed out if I was born like a real guy. So Friday when I woke up, I really did not want to go to school and deal with like all the shit I've been talking about that day. So, with so that Friday, I I guess what did I do? So I told her I did not want to go to school because of like I I guess I don't know if this is appropriate to say on YouTube. I don't know the restrictions of YouTube that well, but I said like if I go to school, I'm gonna shoot something. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna tweak out. And then she said no. She's like, go to school, take your pill. You must be crazy. And I told her, oh yeah, I did take it, but no, I obviously did not. And she dragged me to the bathroom, made me take it. I swallowed I like put a bunch of them in my mouth, and then she made me spit them out. And then you know, and then she was, and then on the car ride home, she was like yelling at me. Uh, she was yelling at me about it, like, you can't act this way. You one day you wake up like this, and the other day you do this, and she blames like my internet friends or whatever. What is this YouTube video? Gay Nazi. Oh, it's crazy. I'll watch that later. Okay. But she was like, right. I did tell her all that, and then like in the end she caved and she's like, okay, you're gonna stay home, but you gotta do this, this, and that. And then she like took away my phone or whatever. She's like, you can't tell anybody anymore. And you know, typical teenager thing where it's like, oh no, I cannot live without the phone. I'm like, it was not more about the phone. It's like I'm vocalizing to you about my mental health, and then your first response is to take away the things that like, take away like my stuff. It can't be technically my stuff, but why would that be your first response? Not like sit down and talk with me. But either then I wouldn't talk with her for the reasons I've explained earlier. So then Friday when she made me stay home, I tried to OD. And maybe this is like a bit of TMI, but again, this is for me. I took them around like 8 in the morning. And then throughout the day I had to go do errands with her. And I didn't like I kept holding in like all the medicine. Like it was maybe like an hour later I had the urge to throw up. But we went out to eat, so I just forced food in my mouth to keep myself from throwing up. So by the time I got back home, I still had the urge to throw up. But not like when you're gagging, starting to make yourself throw up. I made myself throw up, whatever was in me. And I couldn't I couldn't shit for 2 days. And I even the food I ate the next day I threw up. So I'm pretty sure I fucked up something. But I guess I'm better now. Still having problems shitting. But that's funny. And then the weekend I was just like in reset mode. I've realized now that I've not developed, but the way for me to like get better or reset mentally is like crash and burn. Like a computer, the computer crashes and it takes a while for the computer to reset and reload in order to get back to like working. And that's basically what I am. And with that, like the rest of my week was fine. The dysphoria didn't catch up to me as much because I realized when I did my measurements, I'm not all that fucked up. Which I guess is sad to say, because other people are fucked up and I feel bad. I thought like all my like I'm ruined, but I'm not, and I was freaking out over nothing. The worms got to me. So I do my best to like at least like mask the dysphoria, the thing, like trick my brain. It's working. I feel better. This week, I hope I'm not speaking too early, but this week I've been okay. It's one of the better weeks, and I think that's a good way to start off the month with a great week. Like, not to say, like, oh yeah, I feel way better, but this week I feel better. So that's good. And then I've been talking to my therapist. I talked to my therapist about I've talked to my therapist about this. I think, what was it, Monday, and then we've increased our sessions, and like with that we've increased our sessions to twice a week instead of once a week. Um, which is always nice. And he wants me to like invite my mom over to the sessions more because it seems like the pattern is with like the communication or the lack of I have with my mom. I'm not ready for that because I'm being raw and open my emotions out onto the table. And she's gonna hear me talking about my bones or whatever. Uh, which is fun and all. I don't know how to feel about that because I'm pretty sure last week it would have done me some justice. But I guess next week I don't know. I'm pretty sure I felt like some sort of like I felt kind of weird throughout this week, but I think for me it was just like being really overstimulated in school. Like, say whatever you want about self-diagnosis, but as a self-diagnosed ADHD or whatever, like I get the gag is they can't sit still, but I could not. I cannot be sitting in a chair for like 8 hours because if it gets to the point where I have to or like I feel the sensation in my ass and my like I just want to rip apart like every like if I want to rip up my body into pieces for sitting down in a chair, something must be wrong. And then other than like just a hint of self-doubt to like in one day in the week, I feel better. I think that's all I have to say. Who knows how next week is going to be? Maybe better. I didn't write down anything for this, but everything's cool. And surprisingly, this video isn't very long, so it's great for you guys. Yeah, that's it. I may include some nice, funny pictures, so you're not just staring at like a black screen. Okay, I don't know if I said it already, but I'm sticking to just recording my voice and posting it on the internet, because I realize, I like privacy, in a sense. People are gonna bound to see my face anyways, and who cares about this small, insignificant channel in the digital space? But, yeah, that's it. Bye.